This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everyone. We know that we should be eating properly if we want to be healthy, but it goes even deeper than that, even in terms of your longevity. Much of this is connected to our diets. We're going to look deeper into that today with somebody that helps people have these realizations, not just with their mental health, but also their overall wellness. He coaches people along the way with that, and that also includes diet. And he is Gurjit Singh, and he's back with us on the program today. How are you doing?
Doing well, Steve. How are you doing?
Really good, really good. Lots to talk about today when it comes to diet. I'm not even sure. Where should we begin?
Um, it's pretty tough to start where you should begin. First thing is getting rid of fast food out of your diet.
Yep, that hurt. But it's no surprise if you look at the ingredients of French fries in the United States, there's like 14 to 17 different ingredients. If you go to the UK, it's three or four. We don't adhere to the same rules that other countries do. Apparently, we have a lot more latitude when it comes to stuff like that and all those things that are added to even French fries. It's all chemicals. We know it's all garbage.
That's correct, Steve. And most of the food that we do eat is GMO based. And even though we are making a pivot towards organic, it's not as a fast pace compared to other nations.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is any, in your opinion, any fast food okay? Is there any, or can we find some choices, be it, and it's rare to find, salads. There was a thing where McDonald's was offering them, and, Wendy's had them. But you don't really see them as much anymore. I guess they weren't selling well.
Depends on demand, Steve. It depends on demand. And McDonald's, Wendy's, they all cater to what the individuals are asking for, and we are asking for that personally. So they're catering to the demands that we have as consumers. So we need to change our perspective and how we want to go step by step process. And I'm not saying fast food is like you shouldn't be eating it. You should not eat it on regular basis.
Okay. All right. So every once in a while, call it as a treat. It would be okay every once in a while.
Yes, every once in a while, I treat myself once in
Good.
a while.
Yeah. And that's coming from somebody that lost a good amount of weight.
25
Yeah.
as
Which you
of
shared with us.
Sunday.
Terrific. Wow. Um, when it comes to our diet, it seems to me that so much of it is processed, and even the things that you think are okay, sure, fruits and vegetables, even that, if you go even layers better than fast food, but if you go layers deeper, you realize that a lot of this stuff has pesticides on it. It's not really fresh. You think it may be. Any thoughts on walking through the produce aisle?
So, Steve, that brings me to a major question that someone asked me sometime back, where I had to do a little bit of research and reach out to a couple of my friends who are nutritionists. They actually suggested for your smoothies, we should reach out for frozen fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
First, their recommendation was they're frozen. Once they're cut and frozen right away, there isn't much preservatives that are sprayed on them to keep them for longer.
Mm. And it's also cost effective. And I do the same. Occasionally buy some fresh, but I've been finding like I buy it and it starts going bad in a few days. And then I wind up throwing it out, waste of money. And so I've been buying frozen. And then, if you want it colder and have a more um, icy consistency, you got that. You don't have to add ice if that's your goal too. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Plus, it's cheaper too. You get a big bag, in certain stores. But this goes to the next question: organic, good idea?
Organic, yes. For someone who has multiple health issues, yes. Go for that if you can make the change, but it's very heavy on your pocket.
Yeah.
Very
The
heavy on your pocket because there is not much demand. I would personally go a step further and go farmers market, but
mm,
that is very time consuming and it's seasonal.
yep, yep. And the plus side is sometimes you can actually speak with the farmer and ask them questions, even about the pesticides they use. And it's not in every area. You could be in a city area and you're not going to have that farmer's market showing up. Did you ever hear about and I'm trying to think of the name of it, the clean dozen and the dirty dozen. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So essentially, as I understand it, um, the clean dozen are fruits and vegetables that have a casing on them where you don't need to get organic, like bananas, things like that. But then the dirty would be like a strawberry. That's directly in contact with the pesticide, where the banana is not so much, right?
Yes, that is correct. So the most recommendations that I would prefer as per the nutritionist are fruits that have covering or shells. And it's really funny the way that they put it was shells that you don't have to peel them off, like bananas, avocados, kiwis. You can take the skin off. While that is not the case for strawberries and other berries.
Gotcha. So what now we're talking about fruits and vegetables. Anything else that you can share with them to get the most out of our diet, stay the healthiest we can?
To follow up with your physician and making sure that you are taking the required multivitamins for your age group.
All right, let's go there to supplements.
Yes, and it depends on your age, your activity level, your endurance, and I would not say just go ahead and start taking supplements. I would say consult with your physician. Step one, get your blood work done, see which supplements you need rather than just throwing money like there's no tomorrow because we have enough expenses as there it is, and you're putting in more expenses of extra supplements.
And then there's I've even heard there could be a harm in using certain supplements as well if you're overdoing it.
Yes, that is correct, Steve. There is harm in certain supplements if you're overdoing it, and it could have a major effect on your liver,
Mm,
kidneys,
yeah.
and sometimes people have reported brain fog for
Wow.
overuse of supplements.
Haven't heard that one, but I'm not surprised because the body is designed to we we are supposed to be eating a balanced diet and not need those supplements. So sometimes you can easily overdo them. What's a starting point, Gurjit, when somebody wants to eat right, be healthy? Is it creating, I don't want to say the word diet because I think that's a negative word. Is it coming up with a meal plan?
Yes, there are meal plans depend on individuals, specifically what your activity level is. For example, if you're going to the gym, you are going to need a higher protein intake. For a teenager who's athletic and developing, they are going to need a higher amount of protein. And protein has to be in higher quantity in our diet as usual, but depending on your activity, your physical activity, the protein content had to be adjusted accordingly. And that is when I would personally recommend getting the nutritionist involved, because they will specifically cater the meal plans for an individual's needs and wants.
What's your recommendation from what you've heard, your experience in terms of protein and daily amount? What do you think we should be eating?
Um, and from what I have heard and from what I have read, I would suggest personally about one third of our meals should be at least protein, minimum one third. And that is why I personally frown upon most of the fast food, because look at what we get for fast food.
Hmm.
The meat that's old, the bread that's pure carbs,
Yep.
and there's barely any vegetables.
And to your point, the meat that's in fast food, how much protein does that really have? And is it clean protein? You know, you really don't know. It's and sodium. Fast food loaded with sodium and other things that they've researched to get you to keep coming back.
Yes. What fast food does is it caters to your taste buds.
Mm.
So most of the chemicals that are in there are for your taste buds to make you taste things and keep coming back for more and more and more.
What other suggestions you have for us to eat better and focusing on nutrition with an eye on longevity?
Mostly I would recommend making the changes small.
Okay.
Small changes at a time. Don't dramatically start making changes all of a sudden. Okay, I'm going to start doing this, 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 and this. Because you might be able to do it for a shorter amount of time, but you want to make it a lifestyle, not a quick fix. As one of my nutritionist friend, Dr. Lee, she recommends Gurjit, nutrition and food is a lifestyle,
Hmm.
not a quick fix. You are what you eat.
I believe we forget about that, and I think it's was Socrates way, 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 way back said that food is thy medicine. So when you think of it in those terms, think about what you're eating. You know, they ate to stay healthy back then, many, 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 many years ago. We eat just like you said for the taste in a totally different situation. How about sweets? It's been said in the last couple of years that that is the number one contributor to inflammation in our body. What are your thoughts?
Um, Sweets, yes, because we are also introducing unhealthy chemicals into sweets as well, like certain type of sweeteners. Instead of using pure cream, we're using certain chemicals that are tasting of um, those creams. Like I, I was surprised when someone told me, "Okay, don't use butter, do use margarine." Like butter is more pure and it's more unsaturated than margarine. So why would you use it? Something that's processed over and over again to make it taste like butter. Why wouldn't you go for the something that would go into your stomach if you eat it in excess? Your liver is there to take care of it and get rid of it. And on top, if you eat more of the unsaturated fat, which butter happens to be, it will clear out the extra deposited fat from your body.
You bring a fantastic point, the margarine butter debate. It was in the 80s, the later part of the 80s, where the marketing was extremely strong for margarine, right down to products like I can't believe it's not butter. They would have a male model from Romance Models, trying to think of his name, where he was selling it on TV. Fabio, there we go. Um, and we all believed it. And even some nutritionists, friends who into fitness and nutrition, they were on board for that. And then they completely reversed it and said, no, I was wrong. Yeah, don't do that. Butter. But the same thing with meat. There was a whole time where meat is bad. Don't eat meat. Meat, red meat, bad, bad, bad. Heart issues, cholesterol, all of that. It was just marketing. And it goes back to marketing too, way back. White bread, just regular bread. Wonder Bread. It's the best for you. Bill's Body's 12 strong ways, blah, blah, blah. All marketing. White bread's not good for you, as far as I know. You know, it's we read into these things and believe in all of it, but it really comes down to a lot of marketing messages out there, just like you said with the margarine.
Yes, like you said, Steve, the bread, it's processed. Anything that's in a more that is processed more than twice is not good for our body. Our bodies are not adaptive to the excessive processing
Mm.
that we do to our food. Where I would say I seen people saying soy is good, and on top they're frying up the soya. Like, why would you fry tofu when it's already processed from soy to start out with?
You're taking something healthy, making it unhealthy. Um, it just brought back a memory from some of the things that are out there. I was shopping and I was like, okay, let me try a vegetable patty. I'm fine eating meat, but just change it up a little bit. So the package, it's green. It's got a name called Farm on it, Morning Star Farm or something like that. And I'm like, oh, this, seems like it's maybe coming from a farm or close to. It's got to be better for you. I read the side of it and I see this company name that starts with a K and it seems familiar, but I'm not 100% sure. Then I Google it. It's Kellogg's, the cereal company. So here I am with the packaging and the name, thinking it's coming, a better source. And I read this recently that even just breakfast cereal is the first ever processed food. And what did they make us believe? It's good for you. Start your day with, a good hearty breakfast with processed food. And that's going back to like the 19 late 20s, 30s back then, where we believed that, cereal is good for you. No, it's all processed. And like you said, ultra processed, right?
Yes, ultra processed. That's the main catch. The thing is, they say, okay, and on top, there's a different labeling on each food going saturated fat, unsaturated fat, this type of process, that type of processed, not of total un-GMO product. And I even seen some of the organic labeled products, and you pick them up and you read the description. Only 40% is organic, and the rest 60% is XYZ and whatnot.
Yep. Yep. You got to know what you're looking at on the label because I've seen it before. Contains organic ingredients. Well, bravo. Like how many? There's like two out of 50 ingredients in there. It's all garbage. Or there was another one. Somebody bought me this cereal. It looked healthy, had that packaging and all of it. Flip it around and major manufacturer. And what does it say? Contains GMO engineered ingredients. Really? You got to do that. You can't just throw almonds in there. They have to be engineered. And yeah, it's all about making money.
Yes. And the funny thing is when I was looking at baby carrots, And at the bottom, it says, have been treated with excessive pesticides to control XYZ.
Wow. Yeah. And on a plus side, at least they're telling us. But I guess they have to because
Yes.
they wouldn't otherwise, because it could hurt sales, But then again, how many people are deeply reading that package? Can you tell us somebody connects with you, wants to change it up? They know they're eating unhealthy. Where does it begin? What's the starting point for you to help somebody um, be accountable for what they're eating and just be very intentional about doing the right thing? Can you walk us through that journey?
Yes. So, Steve, first thing I do is I sit down with someone and I want them to look at their budget, how much they're spending. Because to be honest, the first thing I hear someone say is, I want to lose weight, but this is my schedule, this is my budget. You can eat healthy and nutritious meals in a budget. In fact, I must go a step further. I would say I ended up cutting my food expenses in half when I started eating healthy. And I made that change to start eating healthy.
Yep.
Personally, that's me. And it dropped the extra trips to the fast food places. It dropped the extra unhealthy snacks that I was munching on. And I found much more alternative, healthy options for those as well. So first thing is knowing how much your budget is. Second thing is planning your meals in advance.
Yes.
And when you do budget shopping, this is all I have, and this is all I have to go through the week.
Yep. It's work. It comes down to work, but everything is. You have to work at it if you want to be healthy. But to your point, if you take the time and plan out your meals, oh my gosh, the savings are incredible. How much you can save. Just got a plan.
Yes, and on top, Steve, there um um now there are plans that deliver fresh frozen foods ready for you, and they are all in everyone's budget. And second, they actually save you the time, like Fresh Direct.
Yep. And that's it too. Many of us don't have the time, so there are alternatives there. Uh, Gurjit, best way to reach you if somebody wants to come up with some improvements in their health and also their meals. How do they do that?
Steve, best option is to email me. Life is a present at 25 at gmail.com. And my phone number, they can drop me a text at 347-379-5217 saying, hey, listen, I would like to chat to see if we can work together. And I'm currently in a process of getting a website where they could specifically make appointments and reach out to me.
And on the Wi-Fi connection, it just glitched for the first time on the Gmail, just a tiny bit. I want to make sure we heard that clear. What's that again?
Life is a present 25 at gmail.com.
That is the best email address I've heard in a very long time. And it kind of says it all. Life is a present. You were given a present, so take care of the present, i.e., you, your body, and eat healthy. Thank you so much for being here again today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll catch up next time.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.